Deputy Police Minister Castle Matale faced a barrage of tough questions in Parliament this week over his knowledge, or apparent lack thereof, of the controversial disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team, PKTT, a move that has shaken South Africa's law enforcement and political establishment. During Tuesday's ad hoc committee hearing, Matale admitted he initially dismissed reports of the PKTT's disbandment as fake when he first saw them on social media, and said, "I thought it's fake," explaining that he only later realized the announcement was true. The Deputy Minister's remarks came amid ongoing parliamentary and judicial investigations into allegations that a drug trafficking cartel has infiltrated South Africa's police and political structures. Claims first made in July 2025 by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ndlela Mkhwanazi. These revelations triggered two parallel probes: the Madlanga Commission and Parliament's own ad hoc committee inquiry. Matale distanced himself from the decision by Police Minister Senzo Mchunu to dissolve the PKTT, saying he had no prior knowledge of the move, and said, "I don't know what was going through his mind when he wrote that letter." Matale said of Mchunu, who claimed the disbandment decision was made on 31 December 2024, New Year's Eve, while reflecting on his first 6 months in office. When questioned by the committee's evidence leader, Advocate Norman Arendse SC, about the unusual timing, Matale stated that 31 December is 31 December and it's New Year's Eve. "Personally, I observe it." Pressed on whether he discussed the matter with Mchunu during the ANC's January 8th birthday celebrations in Cape Town, Matale replied that the minister was not present at the event and denied knowing if President Cyril Ramaphosa had been informed. Matale's appearance follows those of his predecessors and superiors, Bheki Cele and Senzo Mchunu, both of whom were grilled over the PKTT's dissolution and alleged links between senior politicians and criminal networks. The inquiry has heard explosive claims that Vusimuzi Matlala, accused of attempted murder and money laundering, was funding Mchunu's political activities alongside alleged ANC information peddler Brown Mokhotsi, allegations Mchunu strongly denied. Adding to the intrigue, Deputy Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya testified that he met Mokhotsi at a Camps Bay hotel during the ANC birthday celebrations, an encounter that has drawn the committee's attention. Despite his initial surprise, Matale eventually conceded that he supported the decision to disband the PKTT, echoing Mchunu's explanation that the task team would be restructured into a revived murder and robbery unit under a new organigram. However, his position contrasted with that of National Police Commissioner Fanema Semula, who told the Madlanga Commission that disbanding the PKTT was not the minister's prerogative, but rather his own as SAPS head, and said with retrospect that decision could have been made differently. Matale also revealed that since his reappointment as Deputy Police Minister in July 2024, he and fellow Deputy Polly Boishelo had not been given formal delegation duties. He attributed the delay to Mchunu's inexperience in policing, contrasting it with his previous stint under Bheki Cele, who swiftly assigned him oversight roles over SAPS administration, the Civilian Secretariat for Police, the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, IPID, and the Private Security Industry Regulation Authority. This revelation drew sharp criticism from members of parliament. The MK Party Member of Parliament Sibonelo Mvalo asked and said, "Do we even need deputy ministers?" suggesting Matale's lack of defined role meant taxpayers were not getting value for money. MK's Vusi Shwangwe echoed the sentiment and said, "The fact that it's been a year and you guys don't have delegated work, already we are wasting taxpayers' money somehow." Matale insisted he was not idle and said, it will be the happiest to have my responsibilities clearly defined, but we are working as a team, we do things." DA Member of Parliament Glynis Brasenberg was less forgiving, accusing Matale of evading responsibility and said, "We are sliding like a hot knife through butter. You saw nothing, you had nothing, you did nothing. What exactly did you come here to do today?" Brasenberg further asked if Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachela had since delegated any duties to him. Matale replied and said, No. Discussions on the matter had recently taken place before Kachela departed on a presidential trip to Southeast Asia. As the inquiry continues, Matale's testimony has done little to quell concerns about the leadership vacuum and political interference plaguing the police ministry. Instead, it has only deepened the sense that the country's security apparatus remains mired in confusion, mistrust, and internal power struggles.
Like General Cele, are very good at this. You look very polished, you present very well, you're very eloquent. And so, you look like, forgive me, the average accomplished deputy minister in a government. And you do that very well.
Thank you for the compliments, but I was not aware about that.
No, I mean it, I really do. The difficulty is this, Mr. Matala, is that you've been a deputy minister for a long time. This isn't the first time, is it?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And you have a long political career. You've been the premier of a province, granted a province that you drove into the ground, but
which is incorrect.
Bankrupted it, but nevertheless.
Which is incorrect.
Yes, well, that's not what we're here to debate today, unfortunately.
But it's factually incorrect, Honourable. You can check the record of National Treasury that there was no such.
Yes, as I said, that's not the question. So the question is coming.
It's not the question, I agree, but it's factually incorrect.
So you've said.
I have never responded to the issues and the media statement around the Limpopo issue of being brought under Section 100. And not because I agreed with what was said, because I thought it's the right thing to do. Here, that misrepresent facts, because
you have disagreed with me, and that's fine.
The reasoning behind Section 100, why it was implemented, and the issues that were put on the table were incorrect. And
Mr.
National
Matala,
Treasury itself...
Mr. Matala, I'm asking the questions, not you.
Honorable Deputy Minister.
I am asking the questions, not you.
Honorable Breitenbach.
As a surprise to me, particularly the immediate disbandment of the unit and the dates that were set there, that to me was a problem, because the people who can be able to say we think we can close up this through this particular process are the operatives themselves out of an engagement. Well, because the discussions we were having with the National Commissioner for that decision to ultimately be implemented, it will necessarily need the engagement of all the role players.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.